All right, guys, let's talk about the commission report. There's a couple of important things here. Um, First and foremost, as a sales rep, tracking your sales and keeping a total on your commissions is absolutely one of the most important things you can do for several reasons. Obviously, it's how you get paid. No commission report, I don't write checks. It's the way it goes. We double check everything you put on here, and you should double check everything you put on here. I understand that one of our employees here has been doing it a different way or not doing it at all, and I get that that's how the other company did it. But either they were ripping you off, or um, I mean, that's just the only way to put it. I mean, if you don't know what you're supposed to be making in commissions, how do you know? I mean, it's just that important. More importantly, as a company, as the owner of the company, how do I know? You know, so it's not so much for honesty on my end as it is for bookkeeping. I need to know what you're doing and how much you're making and how much I'm paying you. It's just that important. And accuracy counts for everything. You get paid for what you pretty much put on this sheet. Now we're going to double check it. And when we do, if there's an error in your favor, we're going to fix it. And if there's an error in my favor, I'm going to fix it. We will make sure that this report lines up with AdPro, which is obviously our advertising software that we book everything through. With that said, you have the ability to check with AdPro too, making sure that your ads get booked into the system correctly is 100% your job. Okay? It's 100% the bookkeeper's job or the office manager's job. It's 100% the publisher's job. Okay? Accounting in the newspaper business is one of the most important things we do, guys. Okay? Checking, double checking, and triple checking everything we do is just something we always do. It's part of the business. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If we write a story and don't check it for spelling and grammar, we all look stupid because it's going to come out bad. It never comes out good. If we don't photo correct, it's going to look bad in the paper. Our jobs are high stress, high demand, all of that wonderful stuff. But if you put these systems in place and get used to doing them, then the accuracy will increase tenfold. It's crazy how easy this becomes once you learn it and once you just put it into practice and you keep doing it over and over again. That's the biggest thing about the newspaper business. We do the same things over and over again, and that includes office stuff, bookkeeping, tracking our sales, the whole 9 yards. Okay? Once you have at the end of the year, and in this case, we're obviously working June through December because I'm working on Silsby at the moment, but what you have at the end of the year is an extremely accurate document that tells you what each customer spent with you. It tells you how much you sold annually. It tells you how much in commission you got paid. You know, all of my sales reps are working on a set rate, what we call the guarantee, and a commission structure. The guarantee is like being a waitress. You get $3.01. Obviously, you're not getting that, but that's what waitresses make, or something equally as stupid. And they rely on their tips. Well, if their tips aren't calculated properly, let's say they're in a tip pool with five other waitresses, and the cook is the guy in charge of counting out the tips and separating them, I'm going to be standing right there when he counts them, right? So would you. Because if there's $100 in tips, we're all getting $20 a piece. But if I'm not standing there, do I really trust the cook to count my money? No, no. And it has nothing to do with him. He might just make a human mistake. Been there, done that. Okay? So, tracking your money is so important. It's ridiculous. And it's ridiculously important for us. Okay? If my QuickBooks says that we paid $25,000 to $50,000 in commissions, These reports have to show that. They have to be backed up by something. You know, this report, Ad Pro, and my QuickBooks and my bookkeepers, all three things have to be exactly the same at the end of the year, or I go through an audit. And you don't want me to have to go through an audit because it's a pain in the ass. You don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Okay? So, this is how we track our sales. It's very, very important, but it's also very easy. I'm going to take a second and open up the Sales BB from June when we started, which was the 4th. Okay, June 4th. And I'm just going to grab a back issue here, grab the first issue, which is June 4th, 2025. All right, now, and these numbers I'm going to throw out here, guys, are just 110%, made up. So I'm going to slide this over, and this is how I do it when I'm a sales rep. Grab the paper. When you're doing the ROP, grab the paper. Grab a red China marker. Grab your insertion orders. Okay? Right up here, perfect air. Now, I don't remember these numbers off the top of my head, so I'm going to make up numbers. Did Perfect Air run all 4 weeks in June? They did. I believe we only had a 4-week June, right? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Well, the best way to tell, normally I sit down with just the papers and do this. It's just so much easier, but since I've got the PDFs, they did run all 4 weeks. Perfect. All right. So let me close that, get this back open. Yeah, please ignore my messy desktop. All right. So we know that this ad, Perfect Air, right? This one ran all 4 weeks. Let's say that that ad was $100 a week. And I know I don't need my calculator, but I'm trying to show y'all something. Matter of fact, let's say it was $132 a week. Okay? 132 times 4 is a total of 528. So my advertiser is going to be Perfect Air. The size, in this case, it's going to be a 6 by 1.5. So remember, width, then height. 6.5 inches by 1.5 inches. The cost of that ad for the 4 weeks was, and as soon as I can get this to break, $528. Oop. Okay, and there's my commission for Perfect Air for the month. All right, let's do a couple of more because I need some numbers in these brackets. All right, we had no front page ads, that's sad, but Quail Valley Estates has a 1x3. I know they ran all 4 weeks because I did them. So I can go Quail Valley Estates, and they had a 1x3. Let's just say that 1x3 was worth, oh, let me find my calculator again. I have a tendency to hide my calculator. There you go. I also use my phone more than I use my computer for this, but alright, so let's just say that was a $32 ad times the 4 weeks. Oh, oops. 32 times 4. I know you guys can't see my calculator. That was $128. 128. You see how it's automatically calculating your commission? It's also doing your total down here. Okay, so let's scroll. Find another ad. Oh, that was one of Dennis's. Alright, who is this? Appointments begin, screenings, Gift Life. Okay. Well, I think Gift Life, I don't know how many times it ran, but I can tell that it is a 3 by, ooh, what are you, buddy? 3 by 10.5. So, I'm going to write in Gift Life. It's a 3 by 10.5. And let's just say we charged them 2 runs of $498. It's calculating for me. Okay, it's very important. Then I've got, who is this? First Security Bank Summer Fun Day. So, FSB for fun, they ran, it looks like a 5 by 8 or 9. I'm not quite sure, but we're making stuff up. Let's say they ran it twice. Okay, so you're starting to see this total grow. All right, now you're wondering how we're going to make up for June when we should have been doing it all along. Well, the truth of the matter is all I can do at this point is pull it from AdPro and then double check it to the paper. So I have to audit June to do this paper, or to do this commission report for Amy, okay? But that's not that big a deal because it's such a new thing. All right, special section. Did we have a special section in, and I think we did. It may have not run here, but let me look. I think it actually ran 7.3. So this section is going to be for the next paper, or the next commission report, excuse me. I think we did our 4th of July thing on 7.3. Don't think we put it in sooner than that. I think we put it on the back page. Yeah, okay. So, we don't have a special that we ran in June, which makes sense. We were a little busy. Okay, but I believe the 3rd week we ran, why didn't we redo that? Seems like we had something in 619. I was hoping to have 3 versions of it. All 3 things, but let me look. No, that's Robertson County. That doesn't help. I think it was 3rd week. I think senior living was in 3rd week. We're gonna look. That's what I'm hunting right now. 2nd or 3rd? It may be the 2nd week. Can't remember. Yeah, this is looking too much like. Oh, nope, it was 3rd week. Okay, so we had senior living in 3rd week. So that's cool. Now I can go back to my commission report. Now I'm just going to point this out. Senior living is actually hiding down here as a special section. Had we done another section in the paper, or, for example, had this been Discover Hardin County, anything that's billed in June lands on this report. Okay, but I don't think any of that's built yet. But well, learn how to spell special, Dennis. Senior living did run. Well, let's see, what do we have here? Birthdays. All right, Silsby Oaks Healthcare. Okay, they have a size of, it looks like a 3 by 5. And let's say they ran one ad for $85. I don't remember the cost, so you guys are going to hear me say it over and over again. Paradigm at Pines. At the Pines. I would just, since I know there's 2 of these, I would just do this. They ran a 3 by 8, it looks like. Again, just making shit up here. 155. Now, do you notice how we're calculating? Okay. Oh, we did have 2 pages of it. Never mind. So we have Parademiate Koontz there. Alright, looks like they ran the same. Actually, they ran a smaller ad. Let's say it was 85 as a 3 by 5. Okay, and then we're going to run over here and do Mill Creek. They also ran a 3, nope. They ran about a 3 by 7 or something, I'm not sure. Sorry, I didn't do this. 3 by 5. 3 by 7. And let's just say that was 115. I don't remember how much the total, that's actually pretty close to the total, I think. Is there any other for senior living? No. Okay. If there's no more, there's no more. Just leave them blank. The calculations are going to work. Okay? Don't delete stuff, just run it out there. If you need to add more, we'll get to that. I'm going to show you how to edit this document. Okay? So let's just go for the fun of it and go to the next one. So now we have 3 hot summer savings. I believe Lake Country Chevy ran 3 of these. Okay, and it's a 2x3 because it's a front page ad. I believe it's $85 a pop. Let me get my calculator. This one may actually be accurate. 85 times 3 is 255. Okay, then we're going to also have Silsby Ford. By the way, I do like clean forms. Believe it or not, they have the same ad. And 255. Okay, now you're thinking, Dennis, what about the digital ads? Just take your customer. The digital's part of those 2 packages. Don't sweat it. Okay? What was the total attributed to ROP? That's fine. If you have digital only sales, we can add another one of these just for that. Okay? It's not hard. Alright. So let's say we get this all done. Okay, and I'm going to throw in a couple in here just for the fun of it. We're going to pretend for a minute that this was July 4th, and we're going to run Silsby Ford. Who else we got? Lake Country, just for the fun of it. I'm making this stuff up, guys. Paradigm, Kuntz, Silsby Oaks. I know they're the same names, guys. I'm doing it so I don't have type. Okay, and they all spent $40 on this. I don't remember what it was. Okay, I know there's 20 of them or so, whatever it is. That total is going to come out right here. Okay, and I'm only doing this so that we have something in this hole. I just want y'all to see how the calculations work. Alright, when this gets all filled out and everything, you're going to save it and send it to us, and we're going to check it. Okay, get with your office manager, your bookkeeper, and double check it yourself. Okay, you don't want to miss anything. You can't rely on us to find it, even though we probably will. Okay, if I make any changes, if there are any corrections, you will get this file back and you will see this. Okay, that's me telling you, go look at this one. I may even do that just to be nice. Okay, I'm telling you to go look at it. Okay, that's if your totals are wrong. Okay, you need to check it, because if it's not an ad pro the way you believe it's supposed to be, that's an issue. That's something that has to be corrected. You're only going to get paid for what is in ad pro. Okay, so making sure that your ads are booked in correctly, absolutely 100% your responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility. That's all there's to it. Okay, but if you want your commissions correct, you'll check. Alright, so we've got June done. Let's just pretend we're done. If you run over here, and we'll do some spreadsheet work here in a minute, but if you look down here in the bottom, you can just fast forward this thing, or you can open it up, either way, so that you can see all of them for this year. But if you go to the totals, all of a sudden, that's not correct, but it should be. Oh yeah, it is, but sorry, looking at the wrong thing. The totals are here. Okay, if I go into July and I start adding stuff, okay, if I add anything here, let's just say $1,000, your commissions, because this will be, you know, you're working in July now, but you can go over here to the totals and you'll see these totals are going up. Okay, at the end of the year, you'll have full totals for your ads. Because what I would suggest you do, which I normally do, um, when I'm doing this for myself is these in the ROP stay the same pretty much. If you start from the front page of the paper and you just make your list straight down here, when you get to July, all you're going to have to do is go blink, come right across here, copy it, jump over to July, and go, and your standard ads are now back in. The ones that repeat over and over again, you can copy and paste them into place. And then, watch this. All of a sudden, you're starting to see totals. Okay? Yes, the advertiser's missing because these lines change, but I can start to see the totals. Okay? So in June right now, I've paid you 286. July, for the same column, I'm paying you 286, but so far I've paid you 572. Very important. All right. I'm going to take that and get rid of that. We don't need it. So now you understand how the form works. So let's talk about fixing the form. If you run into a situation where things aren't adding up, I will correct it when I get it. Okay? I don't want to correct them every month. I really hate, even though I always double check and make sure all the calculations are working. Okay? But if something goes strange, stop, get your stuff in, list it out, and I'll fix it. Okay? But let's say you need more. Right click, insert row. Right click, insert row. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. But you're thinking, but Dennis, those are all zeros and 10%. It's all the same. It's not. It's a formula. It's not actually a number. Okay? That is actually calculating 10% of that number. Right? It's a formula. You have to do it the way I just showed you. Okay? So let's go over it again. Insert row. Copy it. Paste it. Do this on, oops, sorry. Copy, paste. God dang it, Dennis. Stop doing stupid shit. I'm trying to talk and copy and paste. Okay, do it the way it said. Okay, when I realize that this has gotten bigger, because I actually keep track of it, I'll come back here and fix the totals. Okay, because already the totals are jacked. But it's easy. It's very simple for me to fix it. Okay? Alright, so that's how you add rows. You can do that to any of them. Just make a note of it. Say, hey man, I had to add rows for, July, whatever. I'll take care of it once I see it. So, who gets this report? I do. Okay? I'm the only one that sees it. You send it to me. That's it. Okay? I'll ask the questions that need to be asked to the bookkeepers to double check it, the whole 9 yards. Okay? ROP, run a paper, is very simple. It's pretty consistent. Unfortunately, we do need to boost ROP desperately so that it's not that. So that it's not just always the same thing over and over again. Okay, when I see that, then I know that we're not actually concentrating on selling ROP, and that's not good. Okay, when I look back at July 4th from 2025 as we go into selling July 4th, I can use this report to tell me where we're at. Okay, what we should do. Let's say this total down here says we made $1,040 on 4th of July. Okay, well, in 2005 or in 2026, you're going to start hearing things out of me like, okay guys, we did $1,000 last year in July 4th. If you want to make your full commission, you need to do $1,200. Right? 7% if you're matching last year, 5% if you're less. It's just the way it goes. All right. So This one's in stalemate, which is a problem, right? So now I can see if there's any growth in senior living. And so can you. That's the important part. You can look at your own commission report and say, you know what? There's room in senior living to expand. We don't want to just keep. We're not making enough money to pay ourselves or the writers or the photographers to cover these stories. Are we going to stop doing? No, but we need to make it more profitable. So the conversations that come out of these sales reports and out of these commission reports are absolutely important. Okay? So what do you do with it when you're done? You send it to me. It's that simple. What do you do with it? How do you use it and all of that? Any questions that you have now? I know not everybody here is an Excel or a spreadsheet genius. I get that. Okay, so you can always call me and ask me, hey, what do we do? You know, how do I fix this? But I'm going to show you another thing that really helps. Let me close some of these tabs. And y'all are going to think I'm being a smartass now, but I'm actually not. Okay. Let's go over to my favorite place in the world, youtube.com. How to set up calculations in spreadsheet. Oops, I didn't even spell it right. Look at this. Man. There's so many tutorials, it's ridiculous. Google Sheets versions, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so I know you think I'm being a smartass, but I'm not. Okay, it's like everything else in this world now. We can literally learn how to do anything based on YouTube. Okay? You can't really screw this up, so don't worry about it. Okay? But I do have to have them. When do we turn them in? It's very simple. You turn them in between the 5th and the 7th of the month. Okay? Give them to me so that I have time to actually do my work. What about June? And this is a personal message to Amy, but we're going to do it tomorrow morning. We're going to get it started tomorrow morning, and then you're going to work on it, and you're going to get it back to me. Okay? And I know how you feel about paperwork and all of that stuff, but this is absolutely one of the most important things you'll do. Now you're starting to understand why insertion orders are so important. If you fill out your insertion order and hand it to Debbie, that's what's getting booked into AdPro. If you keep that copy in your hands and you have a folder that says July insertion orders, and then a folder that says Discover Hardin County insertion orders, and one that says classified insertion orders, and one that says 4th of July insertion orders, look at how much easier this is going to be to fill out. And I did pause for dramatic effect. Okay? The insertion orders are absolutely critical for everything we do. Do them once for everything you do. It's very, very important. Okay? Also makes this go much faster. Having insertion orders means that what you're writing on them goes to bookkeeping, goes into the folder. You have a filing cabinet. What happens in 2026 when we're going to resell Discover Hardin County? Bam, you open up your folder and you start calling, and it goes so fast. You can run through your insertion orders. You know what they did. You know what they, you know to upsell them, the whole 9 yards. You've got everything you need right there. Okay? All right. So, we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, but I wanted to hand this to you while I'm on my way so that you can see it. So, I'm going to clear these out just because I'm a nice person. Oh, okay. I'm going to double check them too to make sure. Make sure So we're all zeroed out across the board. And we are, and I'm going to save it. Okay, you're going to get an email from me pretty soon. I'm sure there's 1,000 questions. That's okay too. And we will get it done. But for now, enjoy your tutorial. And remember, you can always watch it again. So we'll see y'all for the next one.